Tell me, what do you do when you get bored? Well, I start browsing through Pinterest and then, well, you know what happens. And this time I found this cool idea of block printing using Lego dots. But me being on a small budget, I just went straight into Inspector Gadget mode and surfed through the internet and started looking for the cheapest possible way to make this work. And this is what I found. My name is Randy and I like to make art and do crafts. So on AliExpress, I found this dupe. So this base plate is a square with 32 dots. And I also found these pieces. I got these little squares and I got these corners. They fit on here perfectly. I also already had in my stash this roller. I think I've got it at a €1 store somewhere. And then I went to a local craft store and I bought this lino paint. And I'll pop the price up on screen right now. I just went for the cheapest one. So let's get started. For my design, I try to already make a template because you need to do it backwards. So in this case, I wanted to say happy place and I want to decorate it with some cute little shapes, but I'm not sure. But we need to start with the lettering. So I think I'm just going to start with the first letter and that's an H. But we need to figure out where on the board we need to start and place our first little block. Let me see. I think it's about 7 down, 7, and then 1 from the side. And it starts with one of these little corners, I think right about there. So let's do the one that's going to be the other side, like that. And I'm going to try and keep them straight, but I'm probably going to have to fidget with it a little bit more. Let's just keep going. And I don't think I want to push them on really hard because if I make a mistake, it's really hard to get these off. And I'm going to try and print this on paper first. And then maybe if it actually works, I want to try and print it on canvas. So that's the first little thing done. So let me just do the happy part. So this is what I got so far. Let me flip the screen so you can see how it looks when you actually going to print it. So as you can see, it's really cute. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the second word. This is what I got so far and I really do like how it's looking. I also found that taking these off, well, you're gonna break a nail. So I decided to use a small palette knife and it actually works quite well. I was going to put some extra motifs all around, but I think I want to try and print this first. Also because the paper I'm going to be using, it's A4, so it's probably not gonna fit anything extra. And I also don't know if it's actually going to work at all because if you look at the Lego dots, I'll see if I can pop up a picture somewhere on the screen. The room between the stones looks a little bit wider, and even though I've been trying to get these to be really straight, it's really hard because they are knockoffs, they're not branded, so they're not as even as I wanted to. But I think I'm just going to try and print this. So what we need to do is find a place where I can put some of this paint and then use my roller to roll it out. So this is what I came up with. This is my silicone mat and it's the back side because this side is a little bit textured and this is smooth, so I think this is easier to roll the paint on. Then I taped down my design to my desk and I already taped down my piece of paper. That way I know it's going to be in the right place. I don't know how much to use. Maybe this is already too much. Oh, I'm really sorry about that noise. That's way too much paint. Gosh, what do we do now? I guess I'm just going to spread it further on my mat. Let's pray to the crafting gods and hope this works. Kinda. I feel like this roller is maybe a little bit too stiff. This paint is specially made for this technique. It's really slow drying. At least that's what it's supposed to do. I don't want to use a brush because then it's going to be too thick. So I'm probably just gonna be trying to get it all over, pushing a little bit harder. I'll just be rolling for a little bit.
2 hours later.
So I think this is the best I'm going to get it. So what I'm going to be doing is just cleaning up any excess paint and hoping that I'm done before this actually dries. Okay, hold please. Okay, this will have to do because my paint is starting to dry. So let's just flip this over. I'm just going to rub. I'm really hoping this works. I mean, I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. Maybe I'm already pushing too hard. I don't know. I've never done any type of block printing before. I'm just scared I'm missing pieces. I don't know why a new craft always makes me so nervous. There's no need. It's a craft. You can redo it if it doesn't work. Okay, let's peel this back and see what we get. Oh, that's cool. It worked, but I'm pretty sure I didn't have enough ink on here. Because it looks like there's more than enough on here, but I think it's already too dry. But it worked, and I'm gonna try again. Let me get another piece of paper, and I might just put more ink on here.
1 hour later.
Let's try it with just some printer paper. I think I would like a second roller. I'm looking if I have anything in my stash here. I've got this little foam roller. Maybe that will help. Okay, so let's see if this worked. Kind of the same, actually. It's maybe a little bit clearer. So what I think is the issue is that these don't really hold onto the ink. There is a layer on there, but it's not a whole lot. So let me think on how I can improve this. So what I did is I took 180 grit sandpaper and I tried to sand this evenly. So let's just put some paint on here, and this stuff stains a lot. So my bathroom is looking like a murder scene right now, but just in black and white. Okay, let's see if it picks it up a little bit better. Oh, I'm gonna edit out that sound. Be right back. Let's see if this works. I tried to hurry up, so hopefully the paint is still wet enough. Okay, let's find out. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I really do like the look. It kind of looks like pieces of wood printed, but I just feel like it could be better. So I've cleaned this, and I've got this stamp cushion or ink pad set with different colors. I'm not sure if this is going to do anything, but as you can see, there's just a little pad with maybe a little bit color on it. And I'm just going to see if this will work. I don't think it's going to work. Let's just try one letter. You cannot see it, but it did a little bit. I'm gonna show you when I'm done, and you can tell me in the comments if it's something I need to do again or if I just need to do something completely different. So this is what I ended up with, and I actually feel like this works better. Like, I know the ink on this little set is horrible, but I think if I'm going to be using a sponge and maybe some acrylic paint, I could actually make this work. So it's the next day, and this should be fully clean and dry. So you can see it has stained, but that's okay because I'm not going to use it for anything else. Now I want to try something new, and I've got out some of my favorite acrylic paints. These are very, very thick, so I'm hoping they will work a little bit like the lino paint. And I was thinking about going with the turquoise, and to get the paint onto here, I'm not going to be using the roller. That's one of the reasons why, but also I think with the stamps it worked really, really well. So I've got some magic eraser that I think I can just cut up and use for stamping. This is a really nice closed cell foam. So let's see if we can just cut off a piece with my little blade here. That was so satisfying. Let me show you that. How satisfying is that? But okay, I only need one little piece to try out, so let's just be okay with that. Already prepped my piece of paper. I'm just going to put a little bit of this turquoise on my mat, something like that. And then I'm just going to take the sponge and like dab. And I want to try and get the paint all over. Well, that's good enough. Let's just start with the first letter. I want to try to not get it on the base plate, but I feel that this is a little bit harder because my sponge is softer. This paint does dry really, really quickly, so I don't know how much time I have to clean everything up. It's just a test, it's going to be fine. So let's just take my sheet, pull it over, close your ears. Okay, I feel that I got everything. Oh, yeah. Nope. So the paint is too sticky, so it rips the paper. Let me clean this, and we'll try it with a little bit of water. I made myself a little stamp. So I just took a little bit of the sponge and sticky taped it to a piece of cardboard. Hopefully this will keep it from going on to the base. Now we need to put a little bit of water in here. 2 drops. I think that will do. Let's see. I think I made it too thin, but let's just try. Okay, I'm just going to stamp it onto here. It's still going all over my base plate, unfortunately. But let's just see if it will even work. So I'm just going to put the paper on, rub it. I'm just going to use my fingers. I think that should be good enough. Pull it off. So that's a lot better compared to this, where everything just pulled off. So I'm wondering if I'm better off picking a more watery acrylic paint instead of this really thick one. Let me get some Amsterdam. So I got myself some Parisian Blue Phthalo by Amsterdam, and it should be a lot more liquidy than the Lucas. And I just cut my sponge into a little triangle. Maybe that will help. Still feels a little bit thick, but here goes nothing. I think that's good enough. The paper on, rub it. I think I've got everything. Pull it off. Oh, that actually worked really nice. I do like that a lot. Like, this was good, but you can see it's a little bit more blotchy. This is more the texture I was looking for, but I think it's working. I'm just gonna clean this off, and I want to do one more test. I just want to try the black paint again. I'm just gonna put a dot of the black stuff on here. Okay, let's just see. This just has so much more coverage. Let's just put the piece of paper on. Oh, I think it moved. That does look really nice. I really love this color, this blue, but the black is also, it works really well. But I think I want to go with the blue. So I'm gonna clean this off, and then I think I want to go and try it with the thicker paper. It needs to work. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
Need to make a choice on that pretty soon.
Let's just go for it. I know there's a lot easier ways. I just don't know what they are. Pull it over, try and push it only on the letter. Should be good. Oh no. I'm just gonna keep going. I'll show you when I finish this word, so hold on. Many failed attempts later. So while cleaning up, I found this 3D textile paint, and I thought, why not try it? So these are the colors. They're so pretty. That feels really nice and thick. And I prepped some canvas, and I also cut a bunch of small sponges. Let's just go for it. So let's just see if this actually will work. So let's just pull this over. Let's just see if it worked. Oh, that's so cool. You cannot see it, but I'm telling you, that looks cool. I'll just go and have a play with these, and I'll just include it in the final, the final results. So here we are at the end with the final results, and I wanted to do it a little bit different. So I'm going to show you the results one by one. And first of all, we've got our print plate. If you want to know how to do the lettering, I found a lot of interesting ideas on Pinterest, so maybe you can find something that you like there. Our first print that I really like is this one. So as you can see, it's quite dark, but the blue really goes with the beige color of the paper. I'm actually also very surprised at how well the gradient worked. I haven't done anything like this before, so yeah, let me know your thoughts on this one. I think it's great, but it's not what I was looking for. So I decided to try the colorful one. This is the one on canvas with the fabric paint, which I didn't know you could actually use to print on canvas. So that's a great thing to find out. So you get a little bit more texture, which I actually really love. And the bright white also really complements the colors. Then the final one, I'm going to show you it first, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I'm choosing this one to be on my wall in my crafting room. So here it is. So I know it looks a little bit different than the last time you saw it. It's actually the first print we did, and the more and more I did, I actually started liking this texture a lot because it reminds me a little bit of wood. I don't know why, but it has these striations in it and it's really uneven. So I ended up just taking this onto the table and doodling around it. So I started with the dark outline just to see if the letters would pop a little bit more. And once I'd done that, I thought, why not do some more line art? So I went around and did this floral design. It's all one line. And then I added a little bit of chalk to the flowers and the petals just to make it pop a little bit more and make it a little bit less boring. But yeah, this is what I made, starting with this. So yeah, I didn't know that you could use these little blocks to print with, and I think I'm going to use it more often because it's really fun to do. And also the doodling around and making it pretty, it was really relaxing. So yeah, this is what I came up with, and let me know, do you like it, don't you like it? Let me know down below in the comments and I will reply to you as soon as I can. If you have any questions, you can reach me on my Instagram. It is the same as my channel name, but I'll pop it up here on the screen right now. But for now, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!